Okay. So part of what I offer in this Resonant yoga class is frequency healing that gets transmitted through these devices. And so in the spirit of the Whole30 that just launched today, I am running leptin resistance and reduced food cravings. So apologies to those of you who aren't here for the Whole30, but you're going to get a little bit of a reset in your system. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I specialize in frequency medicine. And so these devices are transmitting frequencies that resonate in your cells with specific instructions that help bring things into balance. If your body doesn't need the frequencies, it's going to be neutral. If your body needs the frequencies, you might feel like kind of relaxed, kind of soft, kind of like, good. We call it getting dwarfed because when your body needs the frequencies, it releases endorphins. And so instead of saying you get stoned, you're getting dwarfed if you feel like a little extra relaxed from the effects of the frequencies. So thank you so much for setting up the bowls for me. This is like such a beautiful group effort. If you have 2 blocks, a strap, and at least a blanket, which is fantastic, let's begin by taking your blanket. Well, let's begin by, hi, welcome, Felicia. Welcome, Rachel. If someone has 2 blocks and you see somebody with 0 blocks, if you want to donate one of your blocks to that person, and latecomers get to be right up front, right here. Just joking. All right. So with your blanket, well, actually, I lied about the blanket. Just find yourself a seat and take a moment here to close your eyes or soften your gaze so that the eyes can relax a bit toward the back of the skull, toward the bottom of the sockets. And just notice your body in this moment. Notice the places in your body that you're holding on to. And maybe not even change those places just yet, but just observe and notice where in the body there's a little bit of gripping or tension or a yearning for your awareness, a desire for your attention. And see if you can, without really physically moving, unless you want to, you can move, but see if you can internally soften your awareness around that space in the body. And maybe the breath naturally, spontaneously deepens. See if you can just observe without really guiding the breath just yet. And the gift of your awareness might invite a release internally. Just observe if that maybe happens. It's okay if it doesn't. And with this beautiful awareness that you have, this is like a superpower. See if you can really gift yourself with your presence in this moment. And if there's a physical area of the body that is calling for a little extra nourishment tonight, a little extra love, support, attention, place your hands on that space of the body. And maybe it's the heart, maybe it's the emotional body, maybe it's the thoughts, the mind, maybe it's your shoulders, maybe it's your low back. And so if there's a space that just wants a little bit of nourishment, I'm seeing low back and heart and belly, neck, mind, head, hips, heart, abdomen, knees, shoulders, middle back. All right, so basically the entire body. Okay, can do. Release your hands, unless it's feeling wonderful to be in contact with yourself in that way. Your palms have more electrons and your spine is more positively charged. So placing your hands upon your body is a gift of donating electrons to yourself. And this is proof. This is science of how we can heal ourselves with our physical touch. So we're in a new year. Some of us are embarking on a new journey, the Whole30, embarking on a new way of being in this new year, perhaps. And so if you have an intention, a wish, a focus, connect with that in this moment. Maybe you made a new year intention, maybe you didn't. And if you didn't, I invite you to set an intention of unconditional self-acceptance for this class. If that doesn't resonate, you're welcome to find whatever does. But inhale, gently float your arms out to your sides, giving your neighbor a little love tap with your fingertips if you can. Feel the buoyancy of the side body, the side ribs, the armpit chest, the back body. Get as tall as you can through the crown of the head. Big breath in to swell the lungs with air. Exhale, keep that lift, that buoyancy, and draw your palms together at the heart center. Inhale your intention into every cell of your body. Exhale, bow your head toward your heart. This will seal your intention inside. Keep it with you throughout practice without you having to dwell on it. Inhale, chin comes level with the floor. And exhale, keeping your heart lifted. See if you can relax your shoulders down any amount more. And with this beautiful gesture, we will begin our practice. Take your blanket into this orientation, what I call the open fold, and then roll from the top toward the fringe of the open fold. Place your blanket about 1.5 feet from the top edge of your mat, facing away from me. And I'll demonstrate first here. This is going to be a rather big chest opening position we'll start with. So you'll bring the hands to the knees and slowly come down onto the blanket, but watch where my shoulders land. So the bottom tips of my shoulder blades are on the blanket, and then the tops of the shoulders themselves are on the floor. This is a really big chest opener. So if you're like, whoa, that's too much for me, all you have to do is unroll your blanket a little bit, and then coming back down onto the roll. And we'll float the hands, fingertips toward the ceiling, palms facing each other. So if the back of your head isn't resting on the floor, please place it there. Scoot this way toward me until the tops of the shoulder blades are touching the floor. Okay, unroll like this. That's better. Yeah. Yeah, scoot up just a tad this way more. Good. Inhale, reach your fingertips toward the ceiling. Let the shoulder blades come away from the floor. Exhale, plug the shoulder blades down into the earth. We won't be here too long. Inhale, float the shoulder blades away from the floor, fingertips toward the sky. Chin level with your forehead. So if your chin is jutting up toward the sky, roll toward the top of your mat so that you can have a little more balance there. Exhale, plugging the shoulder blades into the floor. Can you touch the shoulder blades to the earth? One more inhale to reach forward toward the ceiling. Exhale, plugging the shoulder blades directly into the floor. And then if you're feeling called to release your arms to a T or overhead, if this is like you're feeling like this is enough, roll to one side and transition off of the blanket. How much can you soften here? Arms on the floor. Relax your jaw. And enjoy your biggest breath of the day. Inhale, inflate the space between your ribs, the space between your shoulder blades. Feel your chest expand and lift away from the blanket. Exhale through your mouth and open mouth to sigh. Once more, inhale through the nose. Exhale a sound. Ah. Slowly make your way onto one side and push the blanket out from under you. Hold yourself in a curled up position. You might roll the blanket up so that you have a pillow, or just push it to the floor behind you. Take a moment here and breathe again into that space between the shoulder blades. Just enjoy the sweet relief of this rest. And I invite you to always follow what your body is asking for. So if it's taking a nap for the rest of class, you're welcome to do that. When you're ready to, draw yourself slowly up to hands and knees so that you are facing me, so that the hands are, fingertips are pointing toward this end of the room. And we're going to close the eyes here and just simply explore the body. So nobody's looking at you because everybody's eyes are closed. And the idea is to simply feel how the body wants to move and see if you can sweetly meet what is being asked for. And if hands and knees is not being asked for, do something else. Go somewhere else. Make shapes with your hips or roll your shoulders one at a time. I'll call out suggestions, but this is your moment to practice improv yoga. This is your moment to just feel your body, feel the movements that want to be expressed through you. There's no wrong way to do this. Breathe. Now we're going to do a scary thing and open the eyes. And see if you can allow yourself to be inspired by someone else's movement. Sound is always welcome. See what happens when you venture off of the edge of your mat. Roll your eyeballs into the back of your skull. Open your mouth. Stick out your tongue. Breathe and express what wants to move through your body. This is one of the most advanced ways to practice yoga. And if you want to be the most totally advanced yogi, you will enjoy curling the edges of your lips up toward your ears. Thank you for laughing at my yoga joke. And then see if your movement can take you onto your back, facing up, facing a different direction, perhaps. Can you relax your neck? Can you open your body in a different way? Can you breathe a little louder? Can you trust yourself a little more? And if this is serving you, you can writhe around embodied for the whole rest of class. I invite you to explore in the next 5 or so breaths your way into stillness, wherever that is for you. Maybe you want to be spread out wide, or maybe you want to be curled in tight. Maybe you're seated, maybe you're lying down. And see what stillness is offering you. See what information comes through when you rest in stillness here. Can you feel your heartbeat? Can you travel inside a layer deeper into this stillness? Can you release any gripping and go deeper still? You're welcome to stay in this depth of stillness for as long as you like. And when you're ready, creatively make your way up to seated. Find your blanket and bring it with you. Sound is welcome. Lincoln can stay by your side for now. Hands behind the body, feet in front of the body. And I invite you to be as creative as you like with this loose guidance I am offering you. Inhale, open the heart, open the belly, open the front body, open the neck, open the mouth, open the eyes. Big breath here. Once more. Coming back up through neutral, and then walk the hands forward toward the feet, maybe between the legs, maybe beyond the feet, and close down the front of the body, chin towards your throat, back of the neck long, low back long. Imagine someone pulling your tailbone into the core of the earth. Full breath out. Inhale, walk the hands behind the body and open the front body. Exhale, walk the hands forward and round down. Inhale back. You can take more than one breath for each of these if that's calling. Exhale forward. Inhale, opening. Exhale to open the back of the body, chin towards your throat. Coming back through center, hands just behind the hips, lower the knees gently to the left and the right, taking your time here, exploring the hips, the low back, the pelvis, exploring the neck's relationship with the movement of your pelvis, maybe gazing over the opposite shoulder, maybe gazing over the same shoulder. And coming back to center, take the rolled blanket under your knees. Let that be a support of your knees. And if you have a block, bring that forward and see if you can sway your way toward your block with your forehead, with your fists stacked on your block. See if the forehead, the third eye center, can make some kind of contact with your hands, the block. Feel your navel, the belly button. See if you can invite the belly button toward the spine in order to send your tailbone down into the earth a little more deeply. Breathing here into the spaces between your vertebrae, your spine. If this is tender for your low back, you might come out just a little bit. See how much you can soften into this forward fold. Relaxing your jaw. Calming and soothing your nervous system. Massaging your forehead with whatever it has landed on. Breathing into the spaces between the bones of the spine. Seeing if you can soften just a little more deeply. Let this next breath fill your hamstrings and your feet and your low back. Let the exhale soften you any amount more. Find your navel center to support you as you inhale, pressing your hands into the blocks or the floor to come slowly up through neutral. Inhale, reaching the arms over your head. And really try to touch the ceiling. Get long through both each side body. Reach a little bit further. And then float the arms down behind the body, opening the front body again. Inhale to fill the chest, shoulders back and down, heart lifting up. And exhale, bend the knees, feet to the floor. Move your block to the side and side to side with the knees once more. As gently or exaggeratedly as you please here. Raise your hand if you don't have a strap, a yoga belt. If you do have a yoga belt, find it. All right. So you all are facing the correct direction. I'm just moving sideways so that you can see. I'll show you first. We'll make our way onto the back. If you find that your chin is jutting out strongly, that's a cue to use a blanket under the head. And then we'll catch a foot in the strap. And then we'll do the right side first. We'll take the right thumb into the right hip and get longer on the right side of the body. And I'll cue you through this and we'll do some things with this belt. So find your way onto your back. Catch the right foot. Make sure it's the right foot into the belt and see that the belt is around the ball mounds of the big toes rather than the arch of the foot. Both ends of the strap into the left hand. Lower the angle at your hip until the knee can be very straight. You can firm the quadriceps muscles, the thigh muscles, and then bring your right thumb into the right hip crease, elongating the length between your right armpit and right hip. If the left knee is bent, extend that leg out onto the floor, flexing your ankle so that your toes are coming back toward your body. Inner left thigh rolling slightly down toward the floor. And elongate the right side body. Firm the quadriceps muscles strongly on both legs. Good. And feel the work here in your thighs. Good. Spread all 10 toes apart from each other so they're not touching. Press strongly out through your heels. And breathe. And soften your face. Yeah. This isn't a neck pose, friends. This is a core and legs pose. And you can release that right hand out to a T position and tickle the person's feet next to you. Maybe not. Flex strongly through the ankle. And if you want to experience the advanced posture, smile or soften your face. One more big breath here, keeping the quads firm. Good. Straightening the knees to firm the quads. Now, the exit is important. Press the left heel strongly into the floor as you slow motion, release the belt and slowly, over the course of 3 breaths, lower the right leg to the floor, counterbalancing with your left heel pressing into the floor. See if your back can stay flat on the earth. Once you touch down, relax everything. Let go of the belt. Make a sound. Release your jaw. Let go of the shoulders. And find that deep stillness. And notice how one of your legs grew an inch longer than the other. Maybe. Or 3 inches. And notice if your body is asking for the other side. Drag your heels back so that both feet are on the floor. Extend the left leg up and lasso the bottom of your left foot at the ball mound of the toes. Spread all 10 toes apart, I challenge you, and keep them apart this entire rest of the practice. Lower the angle at your hip so that your knee can be straight and you can feel the engagement and the strength of your quadriceps muscle, the thigh, the front of the thigh. Exhale, extend the right leg onto the floor. Bring both sides of the strap into the right hand. Left thumb into the left hip crease and get long through that left side ribs, the left side body. Maybe look and see if those right toes are angled straight up at the sky. And if not, place them there. And then check if the toes smushed together again and invite them to spread apart. Feel your low back flat into the earth. And breathe here. Little refinement. Bring the outer edge of your foot closer toward your body than the inner edge of your foot. Draw the inner right thigh down into the floor. How flat can this right extended leg be? How soft can you allow your jaw to be? Check on the strength of your quads, your thighs. Check that those toesies are not touching. Flexing your ankles back strongly and meeting that, yes, with firm thighs. Can you smile? See if you can go one breath longer than you went on the first side. And when it's time, when you feel balanced, pressing the right extended heel into the floor strongly, feeling your low back making complete contact with the earth as you slowly, slowly lower the left leg to the floor over the course of a few breaths. Once you touch down, let go of everything. Let go of the holding in your physical body. Let go of your breath. Let go of the gripping in your glutes. And dive in and in to this stillness. Absorb the sweet after effects of your effort. If this is it for you and you want a 27-minute Shavasana, you're okay to stay here. If you are ready to move, find a slow motion way to roll onto your belly, facing the back of the room. Rest your forehead on stacked palms or stacked fists. And wiggle your elbows out until your shoulders can relax completely. And feel your belly breathing into the earth. Breathing so fully into your low belly that the skin of your back spreads. Draw your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes under so that the toes are curled toward the body. Inhale here. Exhale, send the shoulders down toward the heels, lifting the fronts of the shoulders away from the floor, keeping your forehead in contact with the floor. Lift your knees away from the floor. Press your pubic bone down into your mat. Inhale, lift the shoulders even higher and let the head be dragged along last into a cobra position. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, peel the shoulders away, lifting the head last. Exhale, slowly down. Last time, shoulders lead, heart, then head. Exhale down. Inhale, press through hands and knees and send the hips up and back for downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let the knees stay bent. Gaze at the hands and see that the pointer fingers are parallel. And let the head hang like a grape dangling from a vine. Let the neck go. Sometimes shaking the head helps. Step the hands back to the feet. Widen the feet to the outer edges of your mat, bending the knees a lot, and hang here like a waterfall cascading out of your pelvis. Let the head go. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Once more, inhaling through the nose. Bring your hands to your shins and gaze forward at me. Lift your heart. Exhale, lower down again. Hands to your thighs and roll up bone by bone. Start with the tailbone tucking under, the pelvis aligning, the lowest lumbar bone stacking, then the middle, then the upper, then the shoulder blades. Bend your knees, then the shoulders, and gazing forward. We made it. From here, gracefully step to face the front of the room in any creative sort of way that you wish. Come to the top of your mat. Feet are hips wide apart. Your hips are narrower than you probably think they are. Hands to your hips. Narrower. Bring your feet together a little more. Okay. Eleni, you don't have that big of hips either. Yeah. Okay. From here, really connect with your pelvis. And notice that when I ask you to lift your knee, if your pelvis tries to lift your knee. So see if you shift your weight into the left foot, keep the pelvis balanced, and lift the right knee level with the pelvis. Flex the toes back to activate the fullness of your strength in your leg. Flex the ankle back. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, step this foot straight back behind you. Keep your feet hips wide apart. If you feel super wobbly, widen them apart further. Straighten both knees. And like we did when we were lying on the back, engage the fronts of the thighs. Send your tailbone down toward the floor. Keep your weight in the right foot as you bend the left knee. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, cactus arms and open your heart. Inhale, reach overhead again. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, open your heart. Once more. Hands to the hips. And for a balance challenge, return to where we started with the hips level. You guys are rock stars. Wobbliness means you're testing your edge. And plant this foot exactly hips distance apart. Figure eights with your hips. Maybe roll the wrists, maybe the shoulders. And notice what direction your figure eight is going. And reverse that direction. That's brain yoga. Coming to stillness. Hands to the hips again. See if you can embody precision and grace as you lift your left leg up, keeping the hips balanced. You can play here. When you're ready, step this foot straight back, hips wide apart, both knees straight. Inhale, tall through the crown of your head. Exhale, allow the tail to sink toward the core of the earth. Inhale again. Exhale, bend the front knee, keeping your weight in the back leg. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, float. Make a sound. One more time. This sound, make it count. That's more like it. And then slowly with grace, lift the leg and place it back down into your mountain pose. Spread all 10 toes apart so they're not touching. Then land them on the floor, not touching. Roll one shoulder at a time back. And then let that translate into the spine twisting. You might do a big backstroke if that's calling you. You might keep it smaller. See if this can translate into figure eight hips again. And then do that brain yoga thing where you change direction with the figure eight hips and see what that does to the rest of your spine and your shoulders. And slowly make your way back to stillness. And we're gonna do one more. You can stay where you are. One more thing here in standing that I think will feel nice. So you'll take your right hand to your right hip, your left hand to your left rib cage. And then let's go wider than hips apart so you can have a nice bend in the knees. And then from here, we'll inhale and exhale, use the left arm to push the rib cage to the left and the hip to the right. And inhale, pull yourself in the opposite direction. I'm going to show the people at home too. Exhale, hip and ribs, opposite directions. Inhale, back through center and then the other way. And see if you can do this without becoming a teapot. Instead, typewriter style. Yeah? Move with your breath. If you're enjoying one of these expressions and you want to breathe in it, stay with it. And then gently come through center and change hands. Right hand to right ribs, left hand to left hip. Inhale together. And then find your own breath as you exhale into the depths. Inhale, pull to the opposite way. Exhale, typewriter, not teapot. Inhale. And again. Yeah. A few more until you feel balanced on this side with the last side. And whenever you're ready, roll your wrists as your spine comes into neutral. My spine is asking for a forward fold, and so I'm going to explore that as I make my way down to the floor for our final resting pose. But if your body wants something different, you are welcome to use these next 10 breaths to slowly make your way through whatever movement is still being asked for to the earth. When you land in the next 8 breaths, nourish your low back by placing your rolled up blanket or a bolster under your knees. If you need a bolster, bring your knees into your chest and I'll come around and give you a bolster. But take your time and explore every movement that your body still needs as you slowly come down to rest on the floor. Got lots of bolsters still available. These are really nice for under the knees, so bring your knees into your chest if you want one. Cover yourself with a blanket or raise your hand if you want a blanket. Yawn your jaw open and closed. Walk your shoulders down and away from your ears. Walk the back of your neck long. And allow your body to connect with the earth. Allow any holding that is present here to soften and release and relax and let go. Let your brain think toward the back of your skull. Let the wrinkles soften off of your forehead. Swallow to release your throat. Allow your collarbones to spread apart from one another. Let your belly sink toward the back of the body. Let your back body sink into the floor. The pelvis become heavy. Let your thighs sink deeply into the support beneath you. Let go of any holding. Let go of your control of the thoughts and watch them as though they are clouds passing over the sun. Let go of your control of the breath and surrender completely to the intelligence of your being. With gentleness, call your awareness back into the body. Softly draw your attention to your cells, to your skin. Invite a gentle, full breath to fill your lungs, your belly, your pelvis. Some very slow, soft movement into your toes, your feet, your ankles and wrists. There is no rush. Rock your head gently from side to side. Full body breath. Perhaps drawing your knees into your chest as you exhale. Rocking from side to side or rolling in circles to massage your back. Bigger breath, awakening gently. Roll to one side and hold yourself there for a few moments. Cradle your head in a blanket or your arm. And breathe into your heart. And feel gratitude toward this body, toward your experience of yourself, toward all that this body has to teach you. And see if you can feel and receive the gratitude your body is sending to you, to the part of you that chose to do this practice, to take the time to nourish yourself in this way. And slowly using the strength of your arms, press yourself into any upright, seated position. Your head can come up last. Placing your hands at the heart or on the heart center. Reconnecting with your intention from the start of our practice. Feel if it has new meaning. Feel if you would like to carry it with you through the rest of your evening, the rest of your year, perhaps. Deep breath in to fill every cell with your intention once more. And so it is. the highest potential in me bows to honor the highest potential in you. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. Namaste. Happy Whole30. Happy New Year. And please just pause for one moment. I would love to just catch all of you in the video if you're okay with that. If you're not, go into child's pose and hide. That's okay too. I'm just going to gently add the light. Thank you so much, ladies, for practicing at home. I'm going to show. Thanks, Sally. Nice to see you. All right. I'm going to include the light. Oh, yes. All right. Close your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Okay. And everybody wave, please. Or you can namaste or do whatever feels good. Thank you all so much for being here. This is my biggest class here at Una Vida. Thanks for being a part of it. Yay. Happy Whole30 and Happy New Year. I feel like that's so funny. Maybe this is better. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a beautiful evening. Bye, lovelies. Did you hear the bowls? Yeah. All right, I'll have to fix that next time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Good night.